Welcome to this session solving tactics on chesstempo.com with the Advocate. Here we have problems 1700 to 1800 mixed. If this is not your target level, if you're looking for 1600 to 1700, any other set, anything lower, go ahead and look on my YouTube channel. You will find a series of playlists, and maybe in those playlists you'll be able to find something that appeals to you a little bit more. So if you're a little bit lower rated and you just want to improve at your level, you'll certainly benefit from this video, but you also might benefit from watching me do 1200 to 1300 tactics, 1300 to 1400. Every single set I have a 100 unit bracket of problems. So just be aware of that, and if you feel that you can improve better by doing something a little bit more difficult or something a little bit easier, don't hesitate to find that other video. Without further ado, let's get started. I need to save my rook. So I need to save the rook so I can play rook takes, queen takes, king takes, but I'll keep that in the back of my mind. But the move that kind of screams itself at me is rook h8. So rook h8 threatens mate in 1. And if f3, if f3 or f4, there's queen check, rook check, mate. Yeah. Like obviously you could win the queen, but it's checkmate because the f3 and e3 squares are covered. So queen check, king to the second, and then rook check will be unstoppable. So after rook h8, mate is unstoppable. If promotes, rook h8, f8 promotes, can I take with the rook? Can I take with the king? King takes f8. Rook e8, I can take that. Rook f4, I can take that. And if pawn takes, I'm still threatening mate, so he can't even take back. So rook h8, and then he just starts throwing pieces at me, I guess. If rook f8, rook e8, so might as well just take it. No revealed checks on my king. Okay, there's the revealed check. If king takes, rook e8 would continue the game. But if rook takes, I'm still covering the g4 square. Just a second, my toilet just keeps running and running and running. Mistakes made in this position. Mistakes made. Rook takes e4. Mistakes. Yeah, rook takes e4, queen takes, and then this is sort of equal. Or maybe not. Maybe this is maybe this is the idea. Yeah, similar to what I was looking at. And then another mistake that's made is king takes f7. King takes f7, rook takes e8. Yeah, white definitely manages to put on the pressure here. How did I solve that problem? It's a defensive move, right? So you have to figure out what to do with your rook. And the most threatening thing is rook h8. So I just had to figure out what to do there. And it's important to notice that rook f4 or rook f3 doesn't work because of checkmate. The knight holds the e3 square. That's weird. Why did he take? Is that not a free piece? If king takes, queen h2 check would pick up the bishop on c2. But if so, the only move in this position, if I want to take the knight, is rook f2. After rook f2, there's queen c1. Obviously, I wouldn't play the rook back to f1. I would play the king to g2. So rook here, queen c1 check. King g2. And I'm holding everything. Is there any... This is such a weird problem. What's the point? Okay, so rook takes f2. King g2. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. I guess the checkmate, you just have to see that that this checkmate is fine. Queen h1 check and then king f2. Rook check. Does nothing. By the way, you're threatening a checkmate here. And if rook takes, king takes, queen check, the king can run away to d3. And there's just nothing left. Okay, good problem. Mistakes made in this position. King takes f2, but after king takes f2, you just king takes f2, queen h2 check, king e3, queen takes c2. It's weird to me that people play king takes f2. Like after king takes f2, there's no clear follow-up check. Or after king takes f2, there's a clear check in the position, but after rook takes f2, there's only one unclear check in the position. So clearly rook takes f2 is the answer. Although to be fair, it would be very game-like of me to not see that after I take with the rook, there would be a forced checkmate. Such as the forced checkmate here. Yeah, bishop g7 check, that's working, right? Bishop g7 check, king takes is forced. The bishop covers the g8 square. Then after queen takes g4, king f8 is the only square. Then queen takes f6 will be checkmate. Ta-da! Mistakes made in this position. Queen takes g5 directly. After queen takes g5 directly. Yeah. Threatening mate. Mm-hmm. How does he cover mate? Queen check, king h2, knight check. No. I guess rook e7. But then queen takes here. Knight h5. So knight h5 and what? You're up and black is up the exchange? In this position, 2 rooks and a knight, 2 pieces and a bishop, 2 pieces and a rook. So yeah, black's up the exchange in this position. Just giving up the knight with a5. By the way, I solved that problem just seeing bishop g7 check. I just saw it. And who are you? The proud Lord says that I must bow so low. White to move. White to move. So rook g7 check, king takes e8. Rook g8 check would win the rook on a8, but rook check, king f8. I don't like. Rook g7 check, king f8, rook f7 check, king e8, rook h7. Let's say f4, rook check, f7, king f7, rook takes, f3, rook a7, king f8, and my rook doesn't have the a6 square. So he would promote. If I try to go after the exchange, he promotes. There's no way for my king to enter. If my king comes back, the bishop is lost. I'm a pawn down, and nothing tactical is happening, so this tells me that I need to make a defensive move. I should save the bishop. So where does the bishop go? There are only two squares. There's bishop c6 and bishop b5. Bishop b5 is pretty clearly the answer. Bishop b5. If bishop c6, knight takes, rook takes, and then f4. And the f-pawn's gonna queen, man. f4. I need to play a king here. f3. I'll need to play rook c1. Yeah, bishop b5. This doesn't feel like a proper problem. It's a defensive move, obviously. No, I accidentally tagged Desperado. Defensive move. Rook g7 check is a mistake that's made in this position. But now you need to save your bishop and your rook. Alright, next problem. What the hell? Rook h4, trying to rook h4, or I'm sorry, rook h4. Rook h8, trying to play rook h4. But queen takes with check. Rook f8 check. King takes e3. Rook e1 check. King d3. Rook d8 check. King d2. Now what? There's nothing in either of these cases. Is this another... It looks like another problem like the last, where I just moved the bishop away. Trying to hold a fortress. Well, I mean, it's two rooks against a queen and a knight. So black is 2 pawns up. There will be chances. For example, bishop b7 threatens threatens rook f8 check, check, king d3, and then it threatens rook c8 at the end of the line. How can he stop that? Bishop b7 threatening rook f8 check. If he blocks with the knight, I take the knight, queen takes, and then rook f1 will win the queen and the game. I'll have a bishop and a rook. So bishop b7 would threaten rook c8. I guess he needs to play queen b4. Rook c7, queen b4, or bishop b7, queen b4. Now rook f8 check is not on, but rook h1 check is on. King d3. Maybe rook e1. Or go for a perpetual with rook e1. I was thinking rook e8, pitting the knight, or rook e1. Rook e1, hitting the knight, and also threatening bishop e4 check, or rook e4 check. Alright. Alexei Shirov playing white. These are really deep problems. What the hell? So the point is bishop b7, and now you're threatening. Let's make a nothing move. Just a nothing move. The point is now you're threatening rook f8 check, king, rook check. If king back, you have rook e4. So, and if king d2, you can pick up the rook, or pick up the knight. So it looks like this sort of forces the win of queens or the knight, which is really deep. I saw like I didn't see a forced line where I was picking up the queen or the knights, but what I did see was I saw that there would be chances to do so, and I couldn't calculate more than that. I was thinking queen b4 was a good defense to this, but then I'll have the f1 square, king e, and now I was thinking rook e8. And there's no way to hold the knight. If you defend the knight with the queen, I'll take it, and then I'll play rook e1 check. For example, this, I'll take it, takes, and then rook e1 check. So there's no way to hold. There's no way to hold the knight with the queen, and if you try to hold the knight with the queen, then you lose the queen and the knight. Oh, that was nasty. Excuse me. Okay, I feel much better after that sneeze. Okay, we've done 5 problems this session. Let's go ahead and do one more. Threatening d2, threatening to take on f4. Huh. So this again feels like a defensive problem. I feel like I should be threatening perpetual or something. Like just rook e7. It's a very slow plan. Rook e7, threatening rook g7. So rook e7, threatening rook g7, rook g8, checkmate. Or rook e7, threatening rook g7, rook b8, checkmate. So let's say rook e7, rook h8, or rook e7, d2, rook g7, and then rook h8, and there's rook b8, checkmate. So rook g7, rook e7, rook h8, rook g7, and now I'm threatening rook b8, checkmate. He would play rook c6, to cover, and then I can pick up the d3 pawn. That certainly defends. Doesn't win though. Here, what about the simple defense, rook c8? I can check king d8, and then play rook g7, but now I'm not threatening mates. And he has time to play d2. And if I play rook g7, he'll play d1 queens. So I should play rook e c7 check, king d8, and then play rook g7. Threatening checkmate here, but okay, yeah. So rook c8, king c8 doesn't work because after not rook b c7 check, but rook e c7 8 check, rook c e c7 check, I would still win. But after rook h8, I could play rook g7, threatening b8 check. He would play rook c8, and in that position I could play rook e7, threatening rook d7 mates. He'd need to play rook a8, and then I can perpetual. Okay, so the line goes, if king c8, this should win outright because of the two mate threats. Here, 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 here. And no, I guess it doesn't win outright. So now I have this and a perpetual. And again, this is a perpetual. If rook here, I can play rook check here, king here, or I could just pick up the rook. Nah, that doesn't work. So check here, king here, and then rook back, and I'm again threatening mate. So I'm always going to threaten mate, and that will save the game. If you play f takes g5, I think d2 is a good in-between move. Rook d1. The computer says something different. If you play f takes g5, d2, computer says rook b8 check. What happens after king c7? Huh. How did I figure out that problem? I didn't see anything that was directly winning. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against 3. And I didn't see anything that was happening here with this rook. And it just feels like black is winning in this position. So I figured a defensive move would be necessary. And I can see that two rooks on the 7th would ensure the draw. Let's do one more. Just one more problem. This queen looks trapped. Rook c7 traps the queen. Right? Or no? No. Rook c7 does not trap the queen. How do I trap her? Rook c7, queen a4, rook a8. Rook c7, queen a4, rook a8, supported by the bishop. The queen has no squares here. She has no squares here. She can't go back. Simple enough. All right, mistakes made in this position. Bishop b3. Bishop b3. Trying to cover the a4 square, yeah. But if you cover the a4 square like that, then rook c1 will cover the c7 square. And there's no longer a queen trap. Another mistake made is bishop c4. Bishop c4, and if rook e1, then Bishop c5, bishop b5 would trap the queen. Rook, queen e7. Take c4. So no, people are missing the bishop e7 resource. Although you don't know, after bishop c5, the queen trap doesn't work anymore because you no longer have rook a8. How did I figure out that problem? I just saw the queen was trapped, but then I saw the a4 square, and I tried to figure out different ways to make it work. Then I revisited this problem, and I saw that I had rook a8. Sort of a long way to go about it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this session. I'm just doing one session for 1700 to 1800. Then I'm going to go back to 1600 to 1700. I just wanted to create some more material for my playlist and make certain that there's a little bit of everything for everyone on my channel. I hope you enjoyed that session. I hope you learned a little something. And until the next time I see you, good luck with your chess journey. I'm the Advocate, and please like, maybe subscribe. And until next time, take care of yourself. Goodbye.